Okay, so once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Max. My goal is to um, talk to you about importation from China, Turkey, and then also um, digital marketing. Friday to um, Friday to Sunday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. May I premium, very intensive masterclass for 3 days. The 3 days class is live on Zoom like this. Every day, 6:30 to maybe 8:30 or 9 for the 3 days. And we will be talking about, like I said earlier, importation from China, importation from Turkey, and then digital and social media marketing. Because importation from China, I think say you understand what I'm saying. Importation from Turkey too, you understand what I'm saying. But when you talk about digital and social media marketing, maybe if that concept is new to you, all of you over here are in this Zoom meeting because you saw my adverts on Facebook, and because I really wanted you to see my adverts on Facebook, and all of you are at certain places that I wanted the advert to appear, and then that is how um you are here. All of you have certain interests. So, interest. You are interested in importation. You are interested in a side hustle. You are interested in making extra money. You are interested in entrepreneurship. All of you have picked one of those interests. Anything more has say one or multiple of those interests. All of you are at least above 23 years old, 23 and above, but nobody is above 45 here. Okay. All these are metrics me share and me set here on Facebook say on one me person or share me video no any other say. So yeah, on the third day, that is what we will be doing. We'll be talking about digital and social media marketing. This session is an intro session to tell you about what you should expect when we join when you decide to be part of the main 3 days session. I'll bring some highlights right away. Now, before that, I want to introduce ourselves a bit, and then let me see. I'm going to call three guys and three ladies, and then I want you to tell us your name, where you are in Ghana, what you do, and then your expectation for joining us. So, Constance, Elam, and Helen. Let's start with Constance. Constance, you can unmute yourself and then give us your name, where you are in Ghana. What do you do actually at the moment? And why are you with us this evening?
Okay, thank you very much, Mas. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clear.
Okay. By the way, I'm a male, Constance by
Okay.
name, yeah.
Mm,
So I'm Constance Nelson Bedi. Currently,
okay.
I'm in Volta region, Hohwe precisely,
Right.
Hohwe precisely,
Right.
and I'm an agriculturalist.
Okay.
I'm agriculturalist, and then I'm interested in importing some equipments from China that will facilitate my work. So I
Right.
saw the advert. I tried one of the Alibaba, and then they will ask me a lot of questions, which
Right.
I needed an assistant. So when I come across this, I think it was a great opportunity for me to tap into that before I can be able to do the importation. So at the end of the day, I'm expecting that I will be abreast with the procedure, and so that it will be easy for me to easily import my products from China. Thank you.
Right. That's very eloquent and very concise of you. I'm very happy to have you here. And what about Elom? Elom, you can unmute yourself and then you also share where you are in Ghana, your what do you do actually, and then your goal with being with us this evening.
Okay, all right. My name is Salom, and I reside in Accra. I'm actually a student, and then I am a farmer too. I would
Okay.
say a partner farmer with my dad.
Okay.
As our brother Constance said earlier on, I also wanted to have a feel of how Alibaba works and how you can import item from China to Ghana, as in me wanting equipment for farming. So it's the
Right.
reason why I saw the advert on Facebook and I had to join and then get, get abreast with how Alibaba works and how you can import. And there are this I don't know how to put it, but there are um a lot of people saying if you don't know how to import on Alibaba, you could get scam and other stuff. So I just wanted to get an in-depth knowledge of how it actually works. It's the reason why I had to click on the link and then get in contact with you for this Zoom meeting.
Right. Right. Thank you very much, too. You share the same interest as Constance. I'm very glad to
Yes.
have you here.
All
What
right.
about
Thank you.
Jacob? Jacob. Then we go to the ladies. Jacob, you can unmute yourself, and then which part of Ghana are you? What do you do on the regular, and then your goal this evening?
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Jacob. I'm at Accra. I live at Downsoma, but I'm Accra. I work at Abusukan. My goal was to import items from China so that maybe I can sell over here because I'm in Accra and I work at
Okay.
Abusukan. This type of
Okay.
spare parts and items. And that's why I also saw the link at Facebook and I wanted to join.
That's fantastic. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to have you this evening. Now we're going to go to the ladies. What about Helena? Melody. I believe Melody is a lady. And then I don't know, Yaira can be both a guy and lady. So Jacob, you can mute yourself now. Janelle.
Okay.
Janelle. So let me hear from Helena if she's available. You can Helena, you can unmute yourself and then we want to hear you. Jacob, you can mute yourself.
Okay. Okay, good evening, ladies and
Good
gentlemen.
evening.
I am Helena and I'm currently in Cape Coast. Actually, I am an entrepreneur, that is, I've started my own agribusiness. So I'm into the production of palm oil. And actually, sometimes we know that the palm fruit is a bit seasonal. So sometimes when we are in the lean season, I get a bit bored and I have nothing to do during those times. So I felt that there are lots of opportunities online, especially Alibaba. So why don't I join this lesson so that I can import some of these things and then also sell to make some money here. So that's my main reason for this program. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I'm glad to have you here. So right there, and then you can mute yourself right there, and then you can see we can even have a network opportunity here. We have three agribusiness entrepreneurs in the building. They can network, and then Helena may not be in farming, but she can buy inputs from the gentlemen who are in farming, which is Elam and then were constant, right? So mostly that is the main reason why I do some of these things to like ready the platform and then to get a feel of what is going on around, to see if you can meet other people that you share like-minded interest with. So Janelle, is Janelle a lady? I don't know. I'm not familiar with this name. If Janelle is a lady, you can unmute yourself and then we can hear you on the same vein.
Good evening.
Right.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hey, I'm Janelle Lafo.
Okay.
CEO of Crispy Spa and Beauty Parlor. I saw the link on
CEO of where?
Crispy Spa and Beauty Parlor.
Okay. I thought you mentioned a beauty parlor I'm familiar with. Right.
I saw the link on Facebook and I decided to join. And moreover, I want to import goods from China and sell.
Okay.
In addition to what I do. Yeah.
I see. Right. Thanks for having me here. You said you are in Accra. Which part of Accra?
Accra. I'm in Accra.
Part of Accra?
Hebron.
Oh, okay. Hebron. Yeah. Okay. That is on the Amasaman way.
Yes, please.
Right. Thanks for having you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. You can mute yourself now. One more lady. I can't see any lady's name. Melody. Is Melody a lady's name? Melody, you can unmute yourself. You can hear me, and then introduce yourself. Okay, if Melody is not hearing me, then let's give the opportunity for another person, whether a lady or a guy. Yeah, you're right. Let's hear from you if you can hear.
Hello.
Hi, Yaira.
Good
Hi.
evening.
Oh, wow. I took a chance. Yaira can be a guy though.
Please, now
Yeah,
I'm a
I'm glad you
lady.
are because I was just hoping you'd be a lady. So go ahead, please.
Yeah. I want to know
I mean,
how
what do you
Alibaba
do?
works
Which part of
here.
Ghana are
And
you?
then I,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm in Accra actually. I'm in Accra and I'm based in Osu.
You are based in where?
So I saw food.
Osu,
Osu.
Osu. Okay.
Yeah. So actually I'm into sporting and then I saw food either.
Okay.
So I want to know how Alibaba works and then I want to import from the above mentioned countries to improve on my brand,
Okay.
then make some income.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's fantastic to hear. I'm glad to have you
yeah.
here. Is there anybody who is outside Accra?
Thank you.
Outside Accra, I've heard enough of from Accra people. Just one more person, maybe somebody outside Greater Accra and outside Kumasi to Ashanti region. Both outside
Okay.
both Greater Accra and Ashanti.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Joseph. Which region are you?
Uh, I'm in China at the moment.
Oh,
Mm,
okay.
okay. So I'm Joseph. I'm studying here in China. I think I
Okay.
came here about. I came in November. November. Yeah. So I've been here for
Okay.
almost a month or two, and then I want to go into importation. I know about AliExpress. Yeah, I've been buying things on AliExpress, but then with the bulk importation on
Mhm.
Alibaba, I've not done that before. So, but I know how Alibaba works. Though
Yeah.
my major challenge is with the agents, shipping agents.
Okay.
When you
Okay.
order your stuff, how it works, the shipping agents. That is what I want to know much about, and then how to get a reliable agent to deal with.
Right. 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 Thank you. What about James? James. I think James unmuted him. Like his mic.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, James. Which region are you?
Yeah, I'm in Kumasi.
No, you are not part. I said you both Accra Kumasi is out. But let's hear you. So what do you do on the regular?
Okay, I'm a system engineer, and
Okay.
I want to go into the diapers business too.
You want to go into
Diapers, diapers
diapers
business.
business.
Yeah,
Right. Right. That's great to hear. Mm.
yeah, that's
Okay.
why I'm trying.
That's fantastic.
I have the Alibaba app on my phone, and I've been checking all these things. But the only problem I have is the shipping agent.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what my major problem right now.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. What about Chumesi? You're unmuted. So let's wrap up with Chumesi, then we can start our session for today.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
I am Chumasi from Western North region.
Oh wow, I'm glad to have you.
I mean, Savido Abusto.
Wow, right.
Yeah, I am into electricals and then electronics.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to buy from Alibaba and then AliExpress.
Mm.
But the shipping agent is a very difficult aspect for me. So I
Mm.
joined to make it easy for me.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let me just say that I'm glad to have you here, all of you. I am also glad to know that my initial assertion that more and more hanging your people are individuals like me trying to be entrepreneurs, trying to do a lot of things instead of the regular 9 to 5, you are not satisfied with that. You want to do more. That is why all of you take these kind of initiatives, and we're talking more about that. That is why I'm able to reach you people based on your activity on Facebook. You have indicated to Facebook that you are business minded, and so that is why my advert on Facebook reached you. Oh, yeah, see, but we'll talk more about that. That is the point of the third day of the masterclass, where we talk about digital and social media marketing. Okay, where we make the money. I mean, when you import, you have to sell. Importation, a lot of people go for importation class, but they don't focus on how do I sell. They know how to import, but they don't focus on how to sell. How to sell is very important to me, because when you succeed, I will succeed. The more you are able to import and then you sell, the more you will import again. So I always make it very important part of my um sessions that we highlight on the social media marketing, because I run an agency. Some of you may end up using my agency, and then if you end up using my agency, I want you to be able to import every month or every other month, so that my business will grow. And I always hope for that. So we'll talk more about the selling part on the third day. Now, like I said, we're going to talk about how to import from China. Now, listen, when you decide to buy from somebody in Ghana, when you go to Makola, now I got to Adeabako, or you go to a power tools shop, I got to Adeabako. Here's what is happening. Nipa no rent, Nipa no warehouse fee, rent. I mean, if you rent, the shop rent, the employee salary, the employees SNET taxes, the savings, on one ne property or a baby. SaaS, a canning in a product now better. You are going to bear that cost. Any entrepreneur who has made it in Ghana is making it because consumers in Ghana are financing their lifestyle. It's the same thing. To do shop na nipa na jeno, you are the one paying for it. Salary obetia, eduane obedi, the school minimum school fees, the fee outing, the car obe driving. It is coming out of your pocket. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that, because I mean that is how the world is supposed to work. But if you have an opportunity to be more efficient, to bypass some of the processes, and then save some money, so that you can also be competitive on the market, then of course you have to take that opportunity. To the jeans na friend Togo jeans na free China. Togo yenye Ontario. There are no factories in Togo. George, please mute yourself. Welcome, but mute yourself. Thank you. Togo yenye Ontario factories in Ho, but because their ports are duty free, right? So you are going to pay for all these things when Nipa no go find money free China or through Togo eba. Why don't you do it on your own? My brothers, which is Elom and then Constance, they are going to buy. They are interested in farming equipment. Some of the farming equipment that people buy through my agency, like they don't buy from me. They're able to buy on their own. Let me show you something on my phone. Those machines, no, by the time I embed Ghana, no, they would have saved like 50 to 70% off if they had chosen to buy it from a retailer in Ghana, right? Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Type in the chat. Okay, great.
Yes,
So
you can see it.
Okay, so those of you we are talking about machines, yeah. So these are tractors. We were loading them in Tamale. Actually, it goes to Tamale and they were offloading them. So they were sending me videos of they offloading them. We have disassembled them in China. We have loaded them. This is the car. That's when the car. Okay, So you can see a crane lifting them out of the cargo car that's going to Tamale. Okay, if they decided to buy these in Ghana, it would be ridiculously expensive. So they chose to import it from China themselves. I made a payment, I think 12,700 RMB, which is about I think 20 something thousand now. But these are the machines in China going to our warehouse in China. So the point is that it's not even just about buying and selling, it's about buying for inputs for your existing business. Okay. Um um Somebody is in agribusiness. So Helena is in agribusiness. So she makes palm wine, palm nut oil. The packaging, maybe Helena doesn't want just bottle, but maybe there are other, like, is it the sachet that where you have the packs and then you seal it? You can import your sealing machine and then you import your packs designed well in China cheaply and all that. So it's not even just about buying and selling. Sometimes it's not even about doing business, about your personal use. When you buy from China, you save a lot of money. You save a lot of money. Let me show you this item is called, it's very popular appliance now, air fryer. Mm, Air fryer. Oh, 8 liter air fryer. So 8 liter air fryer. I don't think you can see my screen. I'll share it in a moment. So this is air fryer is a product that is quite common now. Now it's very trendy, a trendy product in most Ghanaian homes now. The 8 liter air fryer is 700 cedis on GG. I mean, this particular product, this particular one you're seeing, Silver Crest, 8 liter, and this from even from November. That means by now it will be even higher. Looking at the dollar situation. So, but okay, let's say 630. I'm not comparing the one. This is also an air fryer, but that's not what we're going to look at because the design and the product brand is not the same. But let's take the 8 liter air fryer that people are selling for 700 cedis here. When you go on Alibaba, you're going to search for your 8 liter air fryer. Okay, sorry, can you hear me now? Mhm.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, we
Mm,
can hear you.
Let me share. Yeah, my screen went off briefly. I'm looking for the exact one we're looking. Okay, yeah, this is the exact one. 8 liter air fryer. We're looking at this on GG. You are getting it for 230 Ghana cedis in China. And then let's say you pay shipping cost of, let's say, 150 cedis per unit, then you're looking at 230 plus 150. That is, how much would that be? Like 380 or 380 Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, you're selling it in Ghana for 700 Ghana cedis. So even if it is for your personal use, and of course you can buy only one. This one, the supplier says minimum order is 8, but there are a lot more you can buy. You can get it from a lot of suppliers, which shows minimum order is 1. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the minimum order. So you can buy only one of these. This one is 260 per unit. You add your shipping cost, it's around 400 or so. Then you save about 300 cities. You understand, by buying on your own. So there are a lot of opportunities, whether for business, whether for trading, for business input, or even for personal use. Importing from China is always a great idea. Importing from China is always a great idea. Now, one of the things that I'll talk about in the class is the step-by-step guide to how buy from China. A lot of people, some of you have said it here. Mohu Alibaba app ninda. Munim say Alibaba saying it yeah. No, it's not time for question yet. Munim say saying Alibaba yeah. So, but to actually get it done, first of all, you may not have the confidence. It's like solving science questions using answers from Google compared to science questions using knowledge you acquired in the classroom. Yeah, the Google answers are right, but when you know that this is what you heard in class, you have more confidence in your solution than presenting the answers you saw on Google. Mostly I liken it to when you are eating banana with the peels on. When you eat banana with the peels on, you will not die. Nothing will happen to you. You will still get all the nutrients, but you will not get the same easy ride and comfort like somebody who is eating it with the peel off. So in the class that I'm going to have, what I'm going to do is take the banana, peel off the peels, and then you eat it, because you're going to have a smooth understanding of every step of the way what you have to do. All of you have seen the Alibaba app, but you may not have the confidence or the assurance. Say, Adi, Namiko, Towa Alibaba, Ebeba. What I say. And a lot of you are also lacking some basic holes in your knowledge. Okay, wouldn't so bet me at all. But how, what about agents? What is the criteria for selecting the agents that you're going to work with? Okay, I'll explain a lot of things to you that you may realize that, okay, even though I run an agency, maybe at a particular time, or depending on your situation, you may not need to use my agency. Okay, I'll teach you all that. Okay, so we'll talk about the step-by-step guide on buying from Alibaba. We'll talk about the step-by-step guide of buying from Alibaba. From searching for the product that you want, selecting a supplier, paying for it, getting it to your agent's warehouse, and then yeah, James, sorry about that. Sorry about that. James says he got scammed on Made in China, which is another alternative platform for buying from China. But if you understand the process and then you go through the process as I'll be talking about in the class, nobody can ever scam you. Nobody can ever scam you. I have been buying from AliExpress for years, Alibaba for Alibaba for years, AliExpress for even more years, and then nobody has ever scammed me. Let me let me show you something up from my phone. And then there's another platform called 1688. 1688 is also an alternative platform for Alibaba. 1688 is cheaper on Alibaba than the products on Alibaba. So imagine you are at the end of town, Ghana, or town almost half the price. Then you go to 1688, you can get it even cheaper on 1688. I'll talk about 1688. 1688 is a platform that is meant for the Chinese market. Alibaba is meant for international markets. How you buy on 1688 and how you pay on 1688 is different from how you buy and pay on Alibaba. This gentleman was with me last Sunday. I said, before I joined your class last time, this was a free class, not like the paid class. I was talking about a lot of things, which I'll talk about. Before I joined your class last time, he hasn't even joined my paid class before. Before I joined your class last time, I had already shipped some items from AliExpress to try and see how it worked. And I ordered for a welding machine, but surprisingly, I received a sticker of the machine, not a real product. But because I heard you lecture, you can request for a refund if you don't meet what you ordered for. But so quickly I did that, and after 3 days, the money was sent to me. So I know I can learn a lot of you, blah blah. That's not the last part is not the most important part. But the part I want you to pay attention is that if you go through the right process with the right knowledge, nobody can scam you. This man ordered a welding machine, and a very unscrupulous seller sending the sticker of the welding machine. Sticker. of the welding machine. Can you imagine? So I'll talk about all the processes that you have to do. For instance, when I get searched for, oh, somebody told me he saw something. One of the ladies, what? Unmute yourself and let me hear you. The one who runs the. Somebody says she saw something. Who is that?
It's me.
Your name?
Yaira.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. What kind of things do you sell?
Yeah, so I sell food.
Food.
That's food, but right now I want to start selling sporting activities.
Sporting
items.
Sporting items like
Items like football boots, a lot.
Give me three
Treadmills and all
examples.
that.
Give me
That's what I
three
want to
examples
start
of
selling.
sporting items. Please, those
The
who are
sporting
not on the
items,
floor, please mute
football
yourself.
boots.
Yes, only Yaira should be talking.
Football boots, jerseys, football boots, jerseys, cones, and then exercise equipment.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to search for something like football boots.
Yeah.
Okay, Yaira, thank you. So when I search for football boots, I can see a lot here. And now when I look at the first three suppliers, I'm just using Yaira's okay. First three suppliers are offering boots. Okay. I will decide not to buy from any of them. I'll decide not to pay attention to any of them until I get here. Now, when you get here, you can see that the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. I'm not going to pay attention to the first one, the third one, and the fourth one right away. Why? Because I want to buy from a verified supplier. When you look at the second one, it's not the boot I want. I'm sure they have a lot of boots, but the first thing that attracts me to them is that they are verified on Alibaba. The supplier is verified. When you go to Alibaba, you always try, especially when you are starting out, you always try to look for a verified supplier. A verified supplier is a supplier who has subjected themselves to extra verification process for Alibaba to verify. Say business now almost your money. Do they do it? And do they even exist? All the unverified suppliers, they all pay. All these people, these are all from different suppliers. Alibaba is like Makola. Alibaba is it's not like Melcom, where there's one big shop belonging to one person and different departments. No, it's not like Melcom. Alibaba is like Makola. Every shop BI will be for fraud there. What I say. So if you're buying from the first supplier, you're buying from somebody else. If you're buying from the second supplier, you're buying from a totally different person. Same for the third and the fourth, and it goes on and on and on. Do you understand? So when I look at these four, I'll choose the one first who is verified. The verification is telling me that okay, this person has subjected themselves. Say, okay, and so I have a little more confidence. Now, when you go to their store, just because color na me na me baby me painting, you can go and look at their products and you realize that okay, they can have a lot of products on offer. They can have a lot of products on offer, and then you can go through. Now, when you are going through their store, you know that you are going through the store of a verified supplier. It is safe and prudent when you are starting out that you should buy from a verified supplier. Apart from being verified, in the masterclass, I'll talk to you about 6 other things you have to look at to make sure say supplier not any huge man on your basa basa. It will be on scam you, but if yeah, time I wouldn't near man warehouse or crab no na when in home a check ebia price or the man when you a beche ebia a lot of things. It be a variety of products or when in general. Okay. A verified supplier mostly they understand the business. Will be our catch say what submit it to Alibaba say auto sports equipment or sports boots, you know. I think you know I say okay, na they meton blenders. I think you know I say meton WC the WC water closet what do you call it? Basins or whatever. Bathroom accessories. No, reliable supplier, about the current year, next year, and then all that. No more that's all. And then when it becomes necessary, say, oh, pay refund. Obi a verified supplier or two assets. We all know a business or a business. When him say it be something can happen, but somebody who is unverified, they are one corner hustler man be not pay with the and register Alibaba. But it doesn't mean say being verified that won't mean to no. Now let me show you my own purchases. Some of the last purchases I made, there's an $850 purchase. This is 40, 60, 50, 41, 72, $1,000. I paid $1,000 to buy ceramic dishes from this supplier. Okay. But this supplier is not verified. This supplier is not verified. But it came, right? They arrived in Ghana and the products were fantastic. But I had the confidence to buy from an unverified supplier because I knew what I was doing. I know what to expect. I know a lot more checks I have to do. Okay, so I could buy from unverified supplier. So I spent over $1,000 here on an unverified supplier. That doesn't mean, so I'm trying to say that when you are starting out, choose to buy from a verified supplier. But that doesn't mean forget about unverified supplier. This particular product, when I was sourcing it, I did a lot of checks, but it looks like only the unverified supplier gave me the offer and the terms. Let me see. Ceramic on my messages. You can see that I have chats with a lot of suppliers about ceramic stuff. That's around the same time I was buying this item. So I checked with a lot of people, but most of them are verified. However, they didn't meet the need that I want. Currently, I'm talking to a supplier about air conditioners. Air conditioners in Ghana is so expensive, man. Yeah. I'm looking for air conditioner. They said 10,000 Ghana cedis. Wow. I'm talking to this supplier. Well, this supplier is verified, but you get a point. One of the things that you have to look for is that the person must be verified. In the masterclass, I'm going to teach you about 6 other things you have to look for, okay, to make sure say what you are buying is safe. Now, apart from the step-by-step guide will take you from selecting the supplier like I was trying to do to the point where it gets to your agent's warehouse. But before that, we have to talk about payments. I'll explain how payments works. In my Facebook ads, I talk about paying with what do you call it? Wait a minute, Visa or MasterCard. A lot of the comments that I get on Facebook is I don't have a Visa card. What do you do? I don't have a MasterCard. What do I do? It's easy. Oko bank bia, they will give you a MasterCard or a Visa card. It's almost instant or it's the same day. But and that also comes out still you can't have the MasterCard. I can take Momo from you and then I can generate a Visa card for you, a temporary Visa card using my company's account, and then you use it to pay. I'll talk more about payment. Apart from Visa and MasterCard, especially on 1688, we don't use Visa card or we don't use MasterCard. On 1688, we use RMB or Yuan. The RMB is a Chinese currency. Sometimes the reason why Nyama is cheaper, apart from the fact that the listed items cheaper on 1688, no, 1688, is in the Chinese, they only deal with you in the Chinese currency. So sometimes when you're able to get a Chinese currency at a better rate from a supplier in Ghana or an exchanger in Ghana, your price will come down further. Okay, your total procurement cost will come down further. So we talk about how payment is handled on these two platforms, and then you'll understand which way you should go. Sometimes you have to go with wire transfer. So I'll try the there was no time in my video to talk about it. So I'll try the you have to go by wire transfer. Wire transfer means that you go to the bank, initiate a transfer to the Alibaba platform based on the some details you'll be provided to by the seller. Now, if you want to get a wire transfer done, you will need what is called import declaration form. I'll talk more about import declaration form in the masterclass. Wire transfer is cheaper, but it's only cheaper when you're buying a lot. For instance, if you're buying $100, $200, $1,000, don't worry yourself about wire transfer. But when your business grows, and then like the tractor guy that we paid for machines for 12,000 RMB is currently around 25,000 Ghana cedis now. Okay, that would be about 25,000 Ghana cedis. How much in dollars? 25 divided by 12. That'll be about $2,000. Something like that, approaching 3,000. You should use wire transfer. You see, Visa will always charge you 2.99%. That is 3%. But when you use wire transfer, they charge you 1%. Your bank will charge you 1%, sometimes 1.2%. So which is like half of Visa fee. But your bank, for instance, my bank, EcoBank, they will charge you $45 flat fee plus the 1%. So if the amount is not huge, $500, no, I got to $45, so I beg, they affect you. But if the amount is huge, okay, calculate, you are saving money. The last time we did a transaction on wire transfer compared to get Visa and we saved over $200. That is, I was talking to my business manager. So, a big transaction, I am on use wire transfer, and they were glad they did because $200 right now is almost 3,000 Ghana cedis, or almost 2,500 Ghana cedis, which is a lot of money for a lot of people, including me. It's a lot of money for me. Okay, so we talk more about payments in the masterclass, and then ways to protect yourself when you are that 25,000 at the top tractor fee. The money came to me directly. This person is in Tamale. I haven't dealt with him before. I'll talk to you about how to handle your money so that nobody scams you. It's very common. So, will be online. No, say okay, send me scan. Me send it you want number or supplier. No, do scanning again. It's very common. So mostly they prey on new people who are entering the industry. Then they'll scam you. So you have to be careful. I'll talk to you about how to protect yourself on when it comes to payments, and then Alibaba and then on 1688. Also, yes, refund is available. You see, Alibaba is like both Alibaba and 1688, they are like escrow service. Escrow, I guess it could be escrow intermediary. When you pay money on Alibaba, the money doesn't go to the supplier. Okay, the money Alibaba holds on to the money. And see, Ojo Niamano, Osaka Niamanabe. There's a place you can click on Alibaba to indicate say Osaka Niamano. Once you do that, then they will release the money to their supplier. But Oba, now I catch them say, Mensaka Niamano, but any dear me then the process of whether I remember refund your two type, full refund or partial refund. Now, what you see the open, it be a partial refund, maybe the auto, a little bit make to some extent, by the open, so be consider it. I want a partial refund. Though I've done business on Alibaba for years, it was only once that I needed a refund, and I did partial refund because I didn't supply any brand. I can use part of it. I can't use part of it. Okay, so I was considerate, and I made a partial refund. But my full refund, yeah, do again, bro. Okay, so you can always trust on the fact that when you pay money on Alibaba, note, when you pay money on Alibaba, not supplier, oh, for sending me accounts way, now I was saying, oh, good, maybe they're sending no. But when you pay money on Alibaba, you can always trust on the fact that it's secured. Alibaba will hold the money until you decide say they should give the money to the supplier. But if after some time, mostly 30 days, on my country, they assume say, okay, everything is cool. Normally, this cannot. I'm a supplier. No. Okay. So there is refund process available and it is secured and safe. And then we'll talk more about payments on both Alibaba and Disney. Now, I also talk about common trade terms. When you start importation, and then be also some terms be why or say I catch you. Yeah, compare the patch. For instance, supply and all charges. Let me share something with you. Let me share my screen again. When you supply and air chat or say, no, what is the price? Those of you who remember my Facebook video, may say when you supply and you should always negotiate, right? Okay, I was say, what is the price? I'll say it may be $100 per unit X work, $100 per unit X work. This is an example. I needed to buy a swivel chair. This swivel chair is 600 Ghana cedis in Ghana, but it's $12.6 in China. That's no more. So that means I would have saved almost half of this money if I have bought it from China. But I was in a hurry. I had a new employee, so I had to pay 650 Ghana cedis to buy it in China. But I'll say there are two versions of the chair. Backrest can be recline, or ordinary. The one with the backrest can be reclined. No, X work, 12.68 USD per unit. The ordinary one, $12 per unit. Okay, so that means the right one is the one with the backrest. It can be reclined. Making that go cheap. The one on the left is $12. The one on the right is 12.68, which is very cheap. And I'm on farm bro say I'm on to two much channel box become about a dream so shipping cost will not be that much. Okay. But I always pay attention to what the supplier said. X work 12.68, X work $12. Then I can look at this one. Okay, the price for 40 mm is X work 12.77 per piece on 3. And how about shipping address? Okay. This one to mention X work. So there are certain trade terms. This one, the battery version cactus toy will be $3.4 X work. $3.7 for the rechargeable version X work. For order of quantity of 100 and above. Okay. So what is the meaning of X work? It's simple. The price, which doesn't include transportation to your agent's warehouse. When you buy in China, they have to transfer the goods to your warehouse, to your agent's warehouse. Sometimes it's free, most of the time it's not. So the X work price is the price for the unit of the product, which doesn't include transportation to your agent's warehouse. And so all agree on that price, and then you can go and then ask, what about the transportation cost to my agent's warehouse? So check on this also know their price, amount of transportation cost to your warehouse. Sometimes the transportation cost alone can change your purchase decision. I'll show you an example. That is why it's always important. Say, X work price. Sometimes people make mistakes. Oh, I give you Alibaba 50 cities. Okay, and I'm going to be 70 cities. I mean, Kramano. Oh, yes, sir, obey a big mistake. What I say. So when you understand the concept of X work, you know that okay, the X work price doesn't include transportation to the agent's warehouse. Oh, but I say, oh, transportation they say yeah, sometimes they are serious. For instance, I was buying these vanity mirrors. Okay. I will buy this my supply for vanity mirror. I think some of the ladies know this item. Some of the guys you've seen it somewhere on Facebook or something. Okay. When we were buying this, they were about 300 cities total. I mean, when I calculated my shipping cost for the products, but they were selling even at China more for 800 and something Ghana cities. Imagine more than twice the price of you'll get when you order on your own. So the I did a lot of negotiations with the supplier. We will talk more about this particular transaction. A lot of information is in this transaction I'll share with you in the masterclass, but I want to talk about the negotiation. So I gave them my quantity, that is almost 50 or so. 19 plus, sorry, this 19 plus 19 is what? 38 plus 7, 45. Okay. So we're buying 45 of these. And then when I sent all the details, and then the freight is $6 per unit. So plus the total freight is $36 per unit. I was like, what? $6? That's too much. And it shocked me because I was under the assumption, okay, let me say $2 per unit or something. And I'm there, my calculation. But $6, that is like 90 cities now. So it shocked me. Say, I didn't know your transport back could be $6. And $6, we are buying 45 of that. 90 times 45. Oh, that is almost 5,000 Ghana cities. Extra cost. And I was shocked. And then I told them that I'll talk to my buyers, I'll come back, no rush, we'll buy. And then we reevaluated our procurement. Then we came back and we bought it small and all that. So the procurement went on, and this is my supplier for LED mirrors. Okay. So when you don't check your X work price, you don't check your freight cost, it can throw your plans into it can mess you up. It can mess your plans up. Sometimes the reason why the transport costs may be high. Sometimes I'll talk a lot more about the reasons in the masterclass, but one of them is that the supplier may be far. Okay, 90% of the goods coming from China is in Guangzhou, is going through Guangzhou. Guangzhou is one of the biggest port city in the world. 90% of the goods coming to China is going through Guangzhou. My warehouse, if those who decide to use my warehouse is in China, is in Guangzhou. Okay. Assuming the supplier is in another faraway city like you. Okay, let me show you something here. Yiwu to Guangzhou is what? 12 hours. Yiwu to Guangzhou is 12 hours. If your supply is in you, and then there are even other people who are beyond you, sometimes it is several hours. It gives you 23 hours. A supply may be far away from you. Now think about it. Accra to Kumasi is 4 hours. Okay, Accra to Kumasi is 4 hours. So imagine if you is 12 hours. That means Accra to Accra back to Kumasi. Accra to Kumasi, I go call Kumasi 3 times. Or Ubechemu Tamale. I'm not sure Tamale is 12 hours. Ubechemu Tamale. So if the supplier is bringing you goods from that far, it's going to cost you. So you have to identify suppliers that are closer to you, your Guangzhou, so that you can reduce your transport costs. And I'll talk about other reasons why the cost may be high when you're transporting goods in China this way, so that you can overall bring your cost down. So what this is one of the trade terms, and there are other trade terms that I'll talk about. There's one of the trade terms, and there are other trade terms I'll talk about in the masterclass to make you a professional importer. Now, there is also something called trade assurance. Trade assurance, the concept of trade assurance, ABR. Oh, let me go back to my screen. I really don't want my phone to be hot. Otherwise, it will start acting up. That is why I don't want to leave my screen on throughout. Let me go back to my screen. Let me go to my email. Let me search for trade assurance. Okay. So when you look at my email, I received a lot of emails from Alibaba. Your trade assurance order, blah, 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 has been shipped by supplier. Your trade assurance order, blah, 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 has been shipped by supplier. Your trade assurance, well, to the point I don't even open these emails anymore, has been shipped by the supplier. Now, what you are seeing is a summary of the trade assurance. Okay. The trade assurance talks about the terms and conditions regarding your transaction. Okay. So any arrangement, any agreement you come into contact, you settle on with the supplier, it forms what we call trade assurance. I'll talk to you about some of the things that you should put in your trade assurance in the masterclass. One of them is that you should indicate when the goods will leave your supplier's warehouse, when the goods will leave your supplier. Look, ask, if you don't ask and then you don't keep it on paper, you don't put it on paper, that's in you don't keep it in the trade assurance, it may take forever, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, not fan for it. Now let me search for a product like, let's say, what is good warmer set? I don't know good warmer sets, but let me search for it. When you look at the top, you can see all customizable, ready to ship supplies. Okay. You can see that. Ready to ship supplies, no purchase, and never know more tono. If you don't look for ready to ship supplies, na okotadia, ube anyway, na ewo more baby said to be delivered by these dates. Now I want to say, adi onya fanko ya den ya okwe dates now one odi can the assume say, oh, we deliver within 3 weeks or within 2 weeks. Which year the trade assurance has been sealed. You may not be able to do much about it, apart from messaging them, say, send it to. But when you lead time, now look at this. Waterproof smart mirror, bathroom LED, SS mirror, the one pattern says a nice mirror. Lead time, the amount of time from order placement until dispatch. Auto one piece, I'll say 30 days. Are you sure you want to wait for 30 days? No, you don't want to. So when you chat with the supplier, one of the things that you have to do is ask them, when will you send the goods to my agent once I pay? Let me see if I can find some. Okay, there's one of those chats. I will always ask, how long will it take to ship once I pay? Okay, and then there's another one. Okay, there's another discussion, but I want to show you another trade assurance discussion. How long will it take for you to ship once I pay? I do that a lot. I don't know the specific phrase I use, but I will always ask you, how long will it take for you to ship once I pay? Because I want to make sure that you are not going to go by the 30 days that's written on your page. So by 30 days time, and my agency, I loaded 3-4 containers a week. So by 30 days time, now Nyaman is almost in Ghana. As I see. So you have to get a supplier who is going to ship right away. That's why you have to choose ready to ship suppliers. But don't go to the ready to ship session right away. You can just chat with the supplier and ask them. Once they state it, it is part of the trade assurance. And so I'll talk to you more about the things that should go into your trade assurance to make sure, say, the supplier doesn't keep your things. Though one scam, but will keep you 30 days never drew. So sometimes good suppliers have a lot of orders. They have to fulfill those orders. So one can be out prompting our guys, oh, okay, then I'll prioritize your order. What I say? Now the trade assurance. So you have to understand the concept of trade assurance and what should go into the trade assurance. Okay. Now, one other thing that I'll talk about in the class is how to safely ship, track your goods when it gets to Ghana. I'll talk a lot about it. For instance, when you ship with my agency, you get SMS notifications that MSG shipping, that tells you that, okay, we've received your item. Okay, your item has gotten to Ghana. Okay, your item has gotten to our warehouse. Okay, your item is available. It has been cleared. Stuff like that. We also have a website that you can receive a tracking number and then you can track your shipment. You understand? So if you don't use my agency, I want to talk to you about other opportunities that you can use to make sure whichever agency you use, you are tracking them. At least the least you can do is that track the goods from your supplier to your agent, from your supplier to your agent's warehouse in China. Like you just have good agents and warehouse in China. Sometimes supplier never society and but track it to or just say group warehouse agents and warehouse in China. You can know say, okay, then the responsibility now is between you and your supply, you and your agent. Okay, so I'll talk more about safely tracking your goods and making sure that they get to you to China safely. Now, there's one thing I'll talk more about. That one too, we have about 7 factors that I'll talk about. Negative product criteria. This is something that I love to always learn new thing about it. Negative product criteria. Essentially, when you are starting out, um, there are certain things you shouldn't do. When you are starting your first shipment, there are certain things you shouldn't do. Um, Certain things you shouldn't import. So I have a criteria of products, a list of criteria. I have a list of criteria. If the products you intend to import fall into any of these criteria, I will highly discourage you to import. Okay. One of those criteria when you are starting out is high ticket items. This is your first time you are importing. Osika 10,000 cities. No akoto nneɛma, wakɔtɔ adeɛ baako a ne boy 10,000 cities. Wakɔtɔ nneɛma mmienu a baako yɛ 5,000 cities. I will advise you against that. And high ticket items, highly priced items, don't buy them as a beginner. Osika 500 cities. You can start importation with 500 cities. I'll show you. Osika 500 cities. Now akoto adeɛ baako a ne boy 500 cities. Okay. Now, you could have done better. Don't do that. Rather, let's get 10,000. You can buy Nyama 500, 500, way 500, way 200, way 100, way 1,000, right? No, when Nyama be brain, now what's wrong? You can, let's get 500. You can buy Nyama, back 10 cities, 10 cities. So I know when you're back, go 50. Now what's wrong? The reason why I discourage beginners from buying highly priced items is that assuming someone could talk at the back for 10,000 cities, a bedroom, yeah, not it be a more transporting. You saw somebody transporting, yeah, the crane now moving every car, Marco car, watermelon. We did the same thing from our container to another car, and the watermelon. Now, yeah, the crane, yeah, and it be a by accident, bruh, not a papai. Now, for the first time out, Obama Krebu, Waboka. It be agents in a refund maybe so almost terms and conditions just and you're massive. It depends. You always have to ask some of these things. But when you are a new person, I will try 500 cities. Not the first time I will import it. I will talk something nice. I will talk center table, glass shade. First time 500 cities. I buy a glass thing in our because of maybe handling in China or handling in Ghana. Even handling, maybe one guy's handling cramp no. Go for agent, go cover for agent for. Oh, you are so excited. Hey, you want pan or acronym for China? Unko China. You are so excited. Oh, Shana or assemble no crampo. Now, you lose confidence. So I always tell beginners, say, what's guy 500? There are things that cost maybe 10 cities. You can buy 50 of that. Say, if you drew not 1, 2, 3 class say yeah. Even 10, what are they 50 or China? Not even 10 say grandpa. Which me at on 40 na can enya sika. What I say? Compared to top one and a one they say. I always use this example. Apple, the iPhone 4S. Apple makes the best phone in the world. Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. Apple makes some of the best phone in the world. I don't want any debates. Apple makes some of the best phone in the world. Okay. So, but iPhone 4S, no, the phone was faulty. Not just one phone, a lot of them, a lot of those phones were faulty that it had antenna problem. Means it's also top now. Your call will drop. So you have to score. Oh, who receive call? Also, I say, now your call also I say, no, and yes, I call and dropping. And they had to release a software fix to correct that, to redirect or reposition the antenna signals. This is Apple. They make some of the best phones in the world. Okay, but they can make mistakes. And let's look at 2017 Galaxy Note 7. Samsung also makes some of the best phone in the world, but the Galaxy Note 7 was catching fire. Oh, charger, it me explode. Oh, charger, it me grow. Was in which you have to, what I say? and it was happening. I'm showing you pictures of Note 7 explosion. This is what was happening to Galaxy Note 7. So in the US, airlines banned the Note 7. So you can't use the Note 7 when you are taking a flight. You understand? Meanwhile, Samsung makes some of the best phones in the world, right? Your iPhone camera is made by Samsung. Your iPhone memory, some components in the iPhone is made by Samsung, and they also made their own great phones, but they had a defect in manufacturing. Now imagine say now they cried and I got Note 7. Nearby and now I say you lose confidence, you lose your money, right? So when you are starting out, I always encourage people say start small, start small. Pay Usika 500 and Paddy 5 cities or 10 cities, neto be brain. It be a 40. The reason why I use this example is that every manufacturing process has 40 batches. Every manufacturing process has 40 batches. The person who said he wants to do diaper business. Now, there are something we call grade B diapers, rejected diapers. The grade B diapers are diapers that a grade A a grade A customer requested, but say been free and now fault getting B. A usable all right, but fault getting B. Sometimes the band is not elastic enough. Sometimes printing or even design there what we are not mistake. I'm more printed wrong design. So the customer can reject it. They're not better than grade B diapers. And I'm friend wholesale diapers or false diapers. You understand? There can be defects in manufacturing. Some of the defects are harmless, but some of them they can affect your capital. So I always tell people, say when you're starting out, start small so that you don't lose vim when something go wrong. Somebody contacted me right today to use my agency. Let me see if I can find the chat. Okay. So I haven't bought. Okay, let me go back. There is somebody who wanted to use my agency to ship. I have ordered for things before, so I knew how to go about. So I knew how to go about it, but the shipping was expensive, and also it delayed. That's why I'm asking. So can I buy now then you ship for me? And I'm saying yes. Okay. So we spoke, and then I see it took 3 months, and I'm so okay. So we spoke about how long. I always take less than 2 months. Yeah, I told him about that, and then I haven't bought anything yet, though, cause I'm making inquiries, blah blah. I lost interest after the first delay. Do you understand? So what do you see? Now change. You will lose interest in the business. But what 50? Once all say a craft for it delay a crack and have you still have your vim to continue the business. But our agency, we don't delay though. But sometimes things happen with other agencies that they delay. I've been in this business for a while, so I know how these things work. Okay, so I'll talk a lot more about negative product criteria. One of them is that don't import medical equipment. If you are starting out, I don't want to be the reason why somebody will die. So I will not go and import medical equipment or medical device if I don't have the experience in identifying a medical device that is functioning well. Do you understand? So don't import medical equipment when you don't know, when you are starting out, especially when you are not in the medical field. ABI, upper blood pressure monitoring equipment, but ABI enye juma, ABI indicator be issue on say enye juma, but also you don't know. Now what they are caught one movie, none depending the air checking and they would say everything is well. Meanwhile, then enye juma, when you send the pressure and cause stroke, but the pressure no can cause stroke, both were kunya stroke, now we move. I don't want to bear that responsibility. Say minty in an independent receiving early timely medical care. Okay. So always when you are starting out, if you don't have expertise in medical field, don't import medical equipment. So I'll talk about two. I'll talk about 5 or 6 more in the masterclass. Okay. So we'll talk about a lot of things in the masterclass. Mm. Yeah, so generally we talk about how to buy safely in China, how to sell profitably, and then I'm going to mentor you, continuous mentoring. We are going to have a maximum 3 hours a day, 6:30 to maybe 9:30 or even 8 a day, every day for 3 days. But after that 3 days, I have an alumni group that I will add you, and then you can always ask questions about things. I have people who was in my class in 2020, and even as of 2022, last year, I was still mentoring them on what to do and what not to do. Let me share one of them with you. As recent as, I don't know, I remember somewhere last year. Let me share my chat with so I'm going to teach you everything from start to finish, how to import things, you how to there's Lydia in Techiman. Lydia was in my class in, let me see, when we started chatting. Yeah, 2021. 2021, and we're talking about how to import a lot of things. We all these about Lydia importing stuff to Ghana. Even as of 2022, December, just about a month ago, we were talking about a supplier that he's working with, and then I was still guiding him. Also guiding her, sorry, so that she can buy safely. Because guess what? Lydia is using my agency. If she continues buying safely, now the Shika is protected. Now, of course, ship, yeah. I'll also continue making some extra money on the shipping cost that my customers pay to our agency. Do you understand? So, our interests are aligned. If I don't guide Lydia, no go to be a nema, I don't sort of appliances, or go to appliance na a bomb. Not the customers return it. Now, when I will not get things to ship from Lydia again. You understand? So it's my responsibility to say anytime Lydia is available, Lydia needs me, I should be available. Na me church and near my senebea, baby, a fine. Yeah, we even say audio in the moon to explain further. Okay, so you enjoy continuous mentorship when it comes to your importation journey. Okay. Now, on the second day, we will talk about Turkey. When it comes to Turkey, we don't have a platform like Alibaba or 1688 where you have a platform you buy, and then Alibaba or 1688 holds the money and then they send you again. No, you don't do that. There are platforms like that. We call one Yolando. Those of you who have seen my YouTube channel, you can go and see how to buy from Yolando. I've made a free video on it. I actually have free videos on YouTube on how to import even from China. Okay. But the point is that it's not just about the video, it's about the mentorship. Like I'm saying, what I'm doing with Lydia, and it's not just Lydia is just one of them. A lot more people. Some come to the office and all that. So we talk about how to buy from Turkey. When it comes to Turkey, we're talking about you want to buy sneakers, shoes, designer wears, Gucci, Armani, any trendy thing that you want to talk about. That is where you buy from. The point is that on Alibaba or 1688, you can't buy branded items like Nike and stuff like that. You can't. They don't allow it on 1688 or Alibaba. Even though if you have a relationship with a supplier, obetumi ayɛ ɛnyɛ bi ama wo. But there are ways around it. But when it comes to Turkey, Versace, Armani, any designer brand, open their designer brand, you get them from Turkey. I'll talk to you about Turkey, and I'll talk to you about, okay, if they don't have a platform to buy from Turkey, how do you need supplies? I'll share with you multiple ways that we get supplies for everything that you want from Turkey. Sometimes when you go to certain places, people have supplier lists for sale. Don't go and buy supplier lists from anybody if you intend to do business from Turkey. I'll show you how to find your supplier for everything you want. Let me see if I can share my screen. So when it comes to Turkey, you will need Telegram app on your phone. If you have Telegram app, you are good to go. Let me share my screen. Then we look at some of the things we're talking about when we talk about Turkey. Okay. So when it comes to Turkey, for instance, I have a supplier who deals in men's shoe. You understand? Mm. Forgive my internet. I wanted you to see. So this supplier deals in sneakers and stuff like that. I wanted you to see some of them, but my internet is not allowing me. I have a supplier for everything. Also bags and shoe. So these are suppliers for shoes. These are suppliers. I wanted to see this one. Okay, I'll load previews of them. I'll load them when my internet is better, and then you can see a lot of them clearly and nicely. Quality bags, beautiful bags. I have supplier for suits and all that. How do I get these suppliers? Um, I'll speak more about them in a techie class. Ways, all these are suppliers that you can get access to, and I'll give them to you anyway. Even if you want ready-made list, I'm going to offer you about 30 ready-made lists for supplies for shoes, clothes, perfumes, bags, and a whole lot of things. And so, how do you pay your suppliers to in Turkey? Yeah, when it comes to Turkey, you have to pay them through your agent all the time, all the time. Your agents will be in Ghana. They have office in Turkey. The how the Turkey payment system works is that you will pay your agents CD here. They will convert the money and then pay and then send it to their office in Turkey. When your supplier packages your things, then your supplier will send the goods to your agents, not Kojinisika. So cash on kind of like cash on delivery to your agent. Then your agent can even confirm with you. Sometimes when I'm buying things that are very expensive for a client, don't come to me and say buy for me. When you tell me to buy for you, like it means you are buying a lot. When you're not buying a lot, try and buy for yourself so that you can build experiences. All of it started from zero. So when you hear me say when I was buying for my clients, it means I was buying a lot. Like I'm buying 50 pairs of suits for one person. You understand? And so we'll make a video call and I'll look at the colors of the suits to make sure say, yeah, that is what I want. And then we'll proceed to let them have the payments. And I have a suit that my suit supplier one day I made them take back their suit because they didn't send me the right colors and they were pissed. But I needed to protect my money and then I just protect my customer. I needed to protect everybody involved. But we continue doing business. So I'll talk to you about Turkey, how to get supplies, how to protect your money. I'll provide you with agents in Turkey that you can do business with. And I'll provide you my supplier list. All those you are seeing on my Telegram, they are suppliers. I can provide you the list and then you can do business with them if you want to. And then again, the continuous mentorship still stands until you are good to buy without consulting me. Okay, so that is the second day. Now, the third day, I tried to talk about the third day briefly, digital and social media marketing. The third day is my least popular class because nobody really asked for it. But I always decided, no, I have to add it. And I'm always revising that class. I'm always revising that class because things are always changing. How to sell on the internet, how to sell on the internet, how to sell on the internet. Now, let me show you something. Um, let me show you something here. Hmm. When you import, you have to sell. When you import, you have to sell. Okay. How do you sell on the internet? How do I sell on the internet? I have this illustration I've used frequently, and I want to use it with you guys also. Hmm. Me, I'm somebody you can call perpetually broke. When you ask me for maybe 10,000 Ghana cedis right now, I cannot get 10,000 cedis cash for you because I'm always buying stuff. I'm always buying stuff. Like you see, Kano, and that why for instance, let me show you something. Let me open my calculator. If you had 10,000 cedis, okay, 2 weeks ago, the dollar rate was let's say 3 weeks ago, the dollar rate was even 10. So that 10,000 cedis was $1,000. Okay. As of today, 10,000 cedis. The dollar rate is what? 12.5. Some even sell it for 13. 13. So divided by 12.5. Let me generous and say 12.5. So $1,000 now 3 weeks ago. Right now, the value is only $800. So if the dollar rate goes to 15, so $1,000, no, I bet that is $666. So usika and the I mean music the bank in Silisa. I don't want that. So I always import stuff to sell on my own. But there is this illustration I want to use. I actually have a dedicated person who handles my retail business. Okay. Ounce. Okay. I want to. Okay. Now let me start from here. Who has you spoken in the class? I want to have this session with somebody. Let me check the list and then see. Oh, sorry. A moment. Charles, can you hear me? Charles cannot hear me. Okay, let me go to AC. AC, can you hear me? AC, unmute yourself if you can hear me and say yes. AC cannot hear me. AC is not paying attention. What about Albert Abu? Albert, if you can hear me, unmute yourself and then say yes. Hey, wait, can anybody hear me at all? If you can hear me, type like this for everybody.
Yes,
If
yes,
you can hear me, type yes in the chat.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Yes, we
Okay,
can
let
hear
me go
you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let me go to Steven. Please mute yourself. Mute yourself. Steven Adoko.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm not seeing that for your side. There is too noisy. Steven, your place is too noisy. Let me go to Helena. I've already spoken with Helena. Oh, Helena. Helena, unmute yourself and let me hear you. Hey. No, Helena, your network is bad. What about Yaira? Let me hear from Yaira. I want somebody whose network is clear.
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
But the noise in the background.
No, I'm not in the car. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, it's better now.
All right, sure. I'm not in the car actually. So I think
your name?
Okay, so I'm friends.
Prince. Okay, so I'm going to talk to Prince on this particular session. Now, let's go down and then let's look at something here. I'm going to talk up. This is about the third day. The third day is one of the most important class. Unfortunately, it's the least popular class. I'm trying to motivate you to join the third day class. I mean, if you once you pay, I'm talking to everybody. Once you pay for the class, master class, you are entitled to all of them. But sometimes people just take the three of them and then they forget about it. Now look at this very order. This order that I've tapped on is for 2021 high watch
I watch new
T500
version
plus.
smart.
Yeah, I bought 50 of that. Okay, on November, on what, October 19. Wait, October 19. I bought 50 of that. Okay. I wanted them to arrive in time for Christmas. Now, when you are in business like importation, your Christmas purchases, you should start doing them in August, September, October. But ideally by October you are done. So I bought 50 of this, okay, in October 19th. Okay. So I have 50 watches on the way. Now I bought additional watches, T500 Plus Pro Max, T500 Plus Max, November 3rd. Again, against Christmas. I bought 100 of these. So how many watches have I ordered?
So
I
150,
bought
right?
100 of them. So 150 so far. Right. Now, that's $1,161. Now, on November 25th, I bought 200 watches. 100 plus 50 plus 800 plus 50 plus 40 plus 10, 200 watches. So how many watches do I have so far?
So you should be having 350. That is in addition to the 150.
In the addition to the 150 is
Yeah, that'll be 350.
350 watches.
Yeah,
I bought them on 25th November. 25th November. Again, I was timing all these to arrive in time for Christmas, to sell for people who want Christmas presents and New Year presents and stuff like that. I had 350 watches on the way. Okay. Now, when you come here, Christmas came and passed. I made a lot of purchases and all that. And then February 11th, I purchased 100 pieces of watches. Okay. Over here, $1,093. Let's not, I just want you to know the time frame between when I was making the 350 watch purchases and then this purchases. Okay. They arrived somewhere early December and I started selling those 350 watches. They arrived somewhere early in December. These watches cost me, let me go back to it. Cost me about $8 on average, or let's say $9 on average, at a time when the dollar rate was around 8 cedis per dollar. Probably even no, the dollar is around 6 cedis. The dollar rate started running somewhere last November. The dollar rate last year, I mean 2020, 1 November, right? As at January to a moment, guys, pay attention. USD GHS. The current dollar rate, according to Google, is 12.5. Now let's look at the 5-year trend. We are talking about 2021 November. That's when I was making my purchases. 2021 November. Yeah, the dollar rate was 6.12. 6.12. So if I'm paying $9 for a watch, 9 times 6.12, or let me say 6.50 to account for charges and all that. That is 58. If I add my shipping cost, that would be about 65 cedis. 65 cedis per watch. Just a rough figure. If I add my shipping cost per watch, that's about 65 cedis per watch. Okay. I sold these watches for 180 cedis each. 180 cedis each. Now, I offered free delivery. So I have offered free delivery. So my cost per watch is 65 plus free delivery, which is about 25 maximum at the time, 90 cedis minus 180. So for each watch, I made 90 cities in profits before advertising or before Facebook ads. Okay, 90 cities per watch. And I had how many watches?
You had 350.
350 watches. 90 times 350. That is 31,500 cities in profit. 31,500 cities in profit. You can take, let me be generous and say I'm going to take 10,000 cities for Facebook ads,
350
which is 31,500. Come again. 90
No, I
times
said
350.
yeah,
Yes,
90 times 350. Yeah, so 31,000.
31,500 cities in profit. Let me be generous and say I'm going to take 10,000 cities for Facebook ad, which is overestimation, extreme overestimation. I made 21,500 cities between the watches arriving in December and then finished selling them in January. How do I know I finished selling? How do you know I finished selling them in January? Because in February, what did I do? I ordered another batch of watches. In February, I ordered another batch of watches because the ones that I had brought, the 350 watches, had already run out. So by February, well, by February 11, I had already decided I'm going to order a new batch of watches. And these watches, I have sold them and then I'm done. This around 30,000 cities I made it within 2 months. That is the power of social media marketing. A lot of things that you see on Facebook, you see a lot of videos of products and all that. Maybe you may not be interested, but people are buying, people are commenting about it, asking about it. There are orders being placed. How do you optimize your adverts to make sure that nipa na opese wo advert on na way? Just like when I took a sample of you guys, 6 people, 6 or 7, maybe some more about your goal for the class. You're business minded. The reason why you are here is because I targeted you that I want a business minded person. The reason why you are there are some regions, there are some regions or some places that you will not hear because I chose not to target those people at that places. Not because they don't have money or something, but because of other reasons. Okay. For instance, I'm selling my smartwatches. If I'm selling my smartwatch, all the 350 smartwatches, I sold them in Accra because it's easier to give it to a rider and the rider delivers it compared to the other advertising to somebody, let's say Western North or in Tamale or Upper West. The logistics of moving it around, even traffic issues. In Accra, I can do delivery before payments. You see the watch, you love it, you pay for it. Sometimes people say no, they don't like it, they don't pay for it, and then I don't care. The rider will charge me. But I don't care because the margins I'm making on this is enormous. And it is not, my situation is not different. If you are buying from somebody in Ghana, you are paying at least twice the cost, sometimes 3, sometimes even 5 items, 5 times the cost. Okay. So on the last day, I'll talk about social media marketing, Facebook targeting, um, the decisions that I make about Facebook, that's about my ad purchases on Facebook. That makes sure say I make money on Facebook. That all my retail business is a very significant part of my life. It's one source of income. That's why I can employ somebody to handle my retail business and pay the person every month because we make so much money selling online. You understand? So on the third day, we talk about all the things that I do. I'll just share my experiences about selling online so that you can also import, you sell, and then you can import with me again. Okay. Now, that is essentially it for the 3 days masterclass. The masterclass is not free. Like I said, all of you out there are aware. Minimum the major 300 cities, but we are starting this Friday. I don't want to push anybody. I'm taking only 150 cities for the 3 days. Now, the value of the masterclass is not in the 3 days. The value of the masterclass is not in the 3 days. The value is in the mentorship that I provide. Like I'm telling you, even though I'm organizing a class for a fee, me and Kasa may a class. Yeah, thank you. What's the name again? Sorry.
It's P.
Steve, thank you very much. You can meet yourself now. Thank you. The value of I've told you, when you go to my Facebook or my YouTube channel, I have how to import from China, free video. How to import from Turkey, free video. Actually, my Turkey video is one of my most popular video on YouTube. Okay, I have popular videos. I have a lot of videos that I talk about um importation. It's free, but you may not get access to me. Sometimes I see a comment like, why didn't you leave your number on the Facebook on the video? How will we be able to contact you? I'll just ignore the comment and go on. Because contacting me is for those who have been through my masterclass, because a lot of insights that I'll share no, is to make you knowledgeable, so that I will be someone and say, okay, upper basics, what I say. And some people may want face-to-face interaction. Every Thursday, I'm available at the office. You can come for face-to-face interaction if you are in Accra, but you have to go to the masterclass, because by then, basic stuff be umbebisa. Then we can have face-to-face interaction. We can have you can call and then we talk about your importation needs. Okay, but me, I'm mostly available quickly on WhatsApp. I'm very, very available on WhatsApp. So you can call and then we can have you can WhatsApp me and I'll respond, just like you've seen some of my interaction with other people. Okay. So the class is 150 cities for the 3 days. It will prepare you to start importing on your own, make your own money, and then have your peace of mind. Buy from China with a peace of mind. You can ignore this. You can go and read about a lot of things from Google on how to import, but the confidence, the some of the decisions that I took in 2020 when advertising for products on Facebook, I'm not going to take them today when I'm advertising on Facebook. Okay. And I'll talk to you about the current things I do, not things that somebody has left on Facebook, on YouTube 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Okay. So the masterclass is 150. We are starting on Friday evening, Saturday evening, Saturday evening. If you are not able to make it to the live class like we are doing now, the video is recorded and then it will be posted on the participant group. We have a group of alumni, and then you can watch it anytime at your convenience. Same way, this Zoom meeting, it's being recorded. Tomorrow, I'll post the link to this Zoom meeting so that those who couldn't join can watch. It's the same thing I do with the masterclass. The participants will join, can always watch the class. I'm going to take 5 questions and then we can wrap up. The questions should be about what we have had, not about the cost of the masterclass and all that, but the course and then any issue regarding the class. Ask me in the group. I'll open the group. We will talk about it. But for what we've discussed, maybe I can be about importation in general. Ask questions and then let me answer you. I'm looking at the chat. So if you have a question, you can type in the chat. I can read, or you can unmute yourself and then I want to hear you. 5 questions only, then we can go. I don't import hair extensions. I train people to import hair extensions. There are over 600,000 unique products on Alibaba. I will not be able to import all of them. That is why I try to train people so that you can import on your own. Somebody is importing mobile phone case, somebody is importing blenders, somebody is importing packaging machine, Koyo, the one we use for making pure water. Some people are even importing the one we use for making bottled water. Everybody imports on their own. No, I don't teach privately unless you've been through the masterclass. It's free. I don't charge any extra to teach you privately. You come to the office. Once you've been through the masterclass, you can come to the office anytime. Also, if you can't join on Friday, you can pay by Friday. There will be another class in February. I organize it once or twice a month, so you can always join the February class. A lot of advice on specific products. Let's talk about specific products on the Sunday class. Yes, I forgot something. Drosra. Is that your name? Okay. So let me there is something I wanted to talk about. I forgot. She says she sells some things and then she wants to see if she can have her own brand on it. Yes, you can. Let me spend just a couple of minutes. Um there is something called OEM. Let's say lingerie. She says she sells lingerie. That's why I'm using lingerie. You see, I don't like these things being in my search history, but I'll do it for Jessica. Okay. So let's say I pick a lingerie. Um, every product that you pick, if you are buying enough of an item, you can actually customize it. They can actually customize for you, and then you can have your own brand name on it. Companies like NASCO, they don't have factory in China making TV for them. Okay. What they do is that there are OEM, original equipment manufacturers. When you are buying a particular quantity, then they can customize it for you with your own brand. Okay, customization options. So with these products, Jessica, when you are buying, if you want custom logo, custom packaging, graphic customization, then you have to be buying at least a minimum of 100. Okay, so if you are going to buy 100 of these lingeries, yes, they are going to customize it for you. They are going to customize it with your own brand name and all that. So I've seen a popular waist trainer brand on Instagram called Simply Snatch. They don't manufacture anything. They are buying enough of an item. So their brand is put on. You can do that with a lot of things. So Jessica, yes, you can do that. And then let me see. I'm looking for that for TV as well. So like NASCO, there is this TV station, Max TV. They sell a lot of appliances which are customized to their brand because they are buying enough quantity. So this is a television manufacturer. They can also be a custom, if you want a custom logo. Now the custom logo is also TV now. Logo never that's what we're talking about here. So it's really custom. But you can't go and tell them, yeah, no Sony. And after you Samsung, no, they will not do. That one belongs to somebody. Even though when you go to China, you can actually do that on the ground. But on Alibaba, they don't accept copyright infringement. So custom logo now, I bet most of TV now, no bet me the one how they have so custom packaging there, just auto 200 of the TV. That is a box of the TV, no. Go back see a customize more 200 custom graphic customization. There are maybe also TV now. Positions of the user experience, no. They can customize all that for you. Okay. What you want to see on the TV when they turn it on the first time. Like this one, you see. My TV is a smart TV, but it doesn't show like this. If you've been any customization for this one, what you say? So you can do a lot of customization on Alibaba when you are buying enough. Yeah. So let me take two more questions, and then we can go. No, you don't have to talk to your agent. Your agent is only receiving your goods. No, we don't ask for fee reduction. The fee in there. Believe me, people are paying higher, but we say it's very close to the next class. That is why we are paying 150. Yes, you can. Yes, you can always do that. You can always do that. They can always give you your own design. Obet me or that sample of the design. Obet me your design amomo. Only on makasa. Now or that sample of that design. No one say I wait na me pay. And I say any way na me pay. Mongo correction. No my correction. No my sample na send you. Though back and forth it's at your cost. You pay for the sample. You pay for the shipping cost for the sample, right? But I mean, you are in business. So that is how it works. It's cheaper than going to China anyway. Your hotel and then air ticket and all that. No, we only ship from China. Okay, so you can pay for your own design. You can design it, send it to them. They will do it, and then once you are set on the design, then you can go ahead with the wholesale production. Do you understand? Yeah, I mean bulk production. Yeah, one more question and then we can go. So we call original equipment manufacturer, but they can't go and infringe on somebody's copyright for you. They don't do that. Okay, great. So in the absence of any other, I think then, in the absence of, thank you very much, Val. In the absence of any other question, I'll thank you all for making time for me today. I know time is precious, but I know the value that you get out of even this free session and the masterclass itself. You'll be glad you did. Yes, you can ship cars too, but I'll not recommend. Again, I'll talk about negative product criteria, but we'll talk about that more on the masterclass. So thank you very much, guys. We'll go back to the WhatsApp group this evening. If you have any more questions, you ask, and then we can take it from there. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye.